Hello and welcome to this episode of the Industrial Engineering Notebook. Today's topic is decision trees. I've done a video previously on simple decision making, but often decisions are layered and probabilities are involved and they can get really complex really fast, and so we're going to learn how to break down those decisions and make the most profitable decision for your company. To start out, there are two things you need to know. Squares are called decision nodes and circles are called probability nodes. So when we get to this point in the tree, we've got to make a decision between A, B, and C, and D, or however many decisions you have. You got to make a decision at this node. Here, it's kind of out of your control. There's a probability of however many different things happening, but it's outside of your control. So as long as you know squares are decisions and circles are probability, you'll be fine. Let's get started. Okay, first we got the central decision, and I'll put more options here in a little bit, but it goes up to this probability node up here, and there's a 10% chance that you get $350, 20% chance $200, and so on. So what the specific scenario could be here, it could be a lot of different things. Maybe you're trying to negotiate a contract and you're wondering how the person you're negotiating with might respond, and you maybe assign these odds, and based on how they respond is how much money you get in the end. This could also be the path of a widget through your factory. Maybe you decide to send it to one machine and the odds that these things happen cause this kind of return for your product. So it can kind of vary. So there's one branch. Let's draw some more. So we got this other branch, and there's a 20% chance that you'll have to make this decision and an 80% chance you'll have to make that decision. If you hit that 20% odds and you have to make this decision, well, then you're going to either deal with this probability, you can decide to go to this probability, or you can decide to cash out and go for $150. And then if you hit your 80% odds here, you have to make a decision between these three things. You can cash out for $90. You can take this probability, which will end up in one of these two scenarios, or you can take this probability, which will end up in one of these two scenarios. This should definitely be 0.7. All the branches coming out of a probability node need to add up to 100% or 1. And so you're looking at this, and it might be hard to tell which path you could go down. And you could try a whole bunch of different routes and see what happens. But what we want is a systematic way to determine what path through this tree we should be taking. What gives us the best odds at making the most money? I'm going to go ahead and number each of these nodes so we can keep track of them as we go. And the trick to getting through this is expected values. So here at node 1, how much money do we expect to get from this event? And you might think, well, either $100 or $75. I can't narrow it down to one value. Expected value is a way to narrow it down to one value. So the expected value for node 1 would be 40% of the $100 plus 60% of the $75, which comes out to $85. Now we know that if you get to node 1, you're not going to make $85 in either of these scenarios, but this is just a way to condense it down to one number so we can actually make a decision. This expected value could also be called a weighted average. We're weighting the average money you're going to get based on the probability that you end up in that scenario. And we're going to have to kind of work our way backwards here for this so we'll move to number 2 over here. Same process that we just did, and this will come out to $220. Node 3. And this comes out to $152.50. Now we can take things back a layer. So at node 4, you have to make a decision, this way or this way. And we know the expected value of 1. It's $85. So you're just deciding between $85 and $150. We're going to highlight this path. This is what you're going to decide if you come to decision 4, $150. We can go to node 5. You can make $90, or node 2, $220, or node 3, $152.50. We're going to go for the expected value at node 2. Okay, now let's take it back another layer. We're at node 6. It's a probability node, so we're going to have to do an expected value. Okay, so we know 20% chance times, well, whatever 4 gives us. And 4 is going to give us $150. So we're going to do 20% chance times 150. Plus an 80% chance that we end up at node 5. And if we end up at node 5, we're going to go to node 2. The expected value of node 2 is $220. So an 80% chance of making an average of $220. So the expected value of node 6 comes out to $206. Now we just got node 7 to worry about. That is just going to be a longer expected value calculation. 10% chance of $350 plus 20% chance of $200 plus 30% chance of $60 plus 30% chance of $50 equals $114. Now we have simplified this tree. Instead of a decision with all these probabilities and other decisions down the road maybe, we have simplified this tree to a simple choice between the expected value at node 7 and the expected value at node 6. So for node 7, we have $114, and at node 6, we have $206. We're going to choose node 6. Now you're prepared to walk into this situation. Here you are, and you could go here or here, and you're going to say, nope, I want node 6. I want to take these odds. I don't want to take those odds. And if the dice roll just right, so you end up over here, you're going to cash out with 150. Don't worry about taking that chance. If the dice roll the other way and you get this 80% chance, and you have to make a decision between these three things, not going to cash out for 90, you're going to go for this probability right there. Make either $300 or $200. And the total expected value of this whole tree, what do you expect to gain out of going through this process? Well, it's that $206 that we saw at node 6. And we know in none of these scenarios you're going to make $206. You'll never cash out with that exact amount of money. That is the best estimate we have for how much money you're going to make. That's after considering all the different probabilities and all the different decisions you would have to make as a result of those probabilities. If you liked this video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more of these videos, you should subscribe. And if you have questions, please put them in the comments.